Good afternoon, viewers.
Good afternoon.
All right. We want to thank you very, very much for this day. We are so privileged to feature two countries on the continent of this globe. Earlier, you were able to see a sample for Dominican Republic, and what you are about to see next is coming from the continent of Africa. And that's the only country in the continent of Africa that was not colonized. And so, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, I'm very happy and very humbled to bring before you Mahelete from the country of Ethiopia! All right, give it up, give it up!
Thank you so much. I'm excited for this opportunity. The song we just heard is actually a New Year song, and the Ethiopian New Year was last Friday, 9/11. So I love everybody, and I hope everybody's happy. And we welcome the year 2013 in Ethiopia. We're on a different calendar, so we're a little behind. But that is one of my favorite songs, and it's just a good way to bring in the new year. I will be making Mesir Wet. Mesir Wet is a vegan dish. A lot of the Ethiopian diet is vegetarian or vegan, and meat is usually just consumed on special occasions, mostly holidays. We have a variety of ethnic groups that exist in Ethiopia, a variety of religions, but I feel like Mesir Wet is a staple in a lot of those homes. It involves onions, garlic, and lentils, and the Ethiopian spice mixture called Berbere. Berbere is a spice. It has peppers, garlic, ginger, basil, cardamom, cinnamon. Every family has their own recipe. I usually just have a family member ship it to me. The ingredients range between like 13 to 17 ingredients, so there's a lot of herbs and spices that are in this. It is spicy, but not too spicy, so we will be using that. This year I had a little bit of a garden, so I have some baby onions and garlic that we're going to be using from the garden. Normally, for the amount I'm making this, I usually use maybe one large onion. Ethiopians really love onions. It's basically in everything we eat, so we're heavy on the onion. So I'll start by prepping the onions. I'm gonna chop up some onions and wash them in this bowl here. I have some peeled garlic there that's waiting for me. Yeah, they're from the garden. Yeah. They're not as big as I would have liked them to be, but they're good enough. So because they're so small, I'll use all 6 of them.
Now, viewers also would like to know if this dish is just common, is a staple, or is just for the rich, or anything you can prepare that?
So this is in every home you go. It's a very common dish. Mesir or lentils are they're very common all throughout the world. Indian people, especially a lot of Indian cuisine, uses lentils, and Sometimes we have similar dishes with how they prepare their lentils, but lentils are everywhere, and they're full of nutrients as well. So you know, if you're a farmer working the lands, it gives you, you know, the minerals and proteins you need to keep going for the day. So they're a staple. And off camera, I have some injera, which is the Ethiopian flatbread I made this morning, and that's how you eat it. Ethiopian food is hand food. So we eat everything with our hands. Our utensils are our hands. So the injera serves as your other utensil. So you'll take a piece of the injera and you'll take some of the sauce with it.
And viewers, feel free to ask any question that you may have. All right, our guest is here to, our host is here to educate us. And so if you happen to have any question, feel free to please interact.
Yes, please.
How is the berbere made in Ethiopia?
It's usually made maybe like once a year or so, and you make it in a huge batch. It's supposed to last you throughout the year, and we use it essentially almost in everything. So you go to a market and you buy massive burlap sacks of dried chilies or fresh chilies, and you dry your own chilies. So once you have that, once they're dried, there's this process where you separate the seeds from the peppers themselves, and if you leave the seeds in, the berbere tends to get a little lighter, and it also tends to be hotter. We use, again, depending where you're at and your status, we use, it's called mokecha. I don't know if there's a word for it in English. It's like a ginormous mortar and pestle, like, if you think of it. And you use that to crush down your peppers and the rest, like whatever herbs and spices your family uses. Berbere, you don't buy it usually in stores or anything like that. We're getting close. Now I feel the onions have cooked down enough, and I could add the garlic. For that amount of onions, I usually add like 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. So I think this is like, they're really tiny ones, so I have 3 in there.
So in the household, are men allowed to be in the kitchen and cook?
That's funny. Allowed, yes. Customary, no. You know, they're very, the patriarchy is strong. And you generally don't see men in the kitchen. Yeah, yeah. I love telling my dad to cook because he's like, what? Me? But you know, the younger generation that's coming up, and I mean, some older generation folk also, you know, the men do cook. And that's usually when they're bachelors and have to cook, right? Like, so no, you don't have your mom or, you know, sister to cook for you, so you have to learn how to cook. I'm gonna grab my berbere. In a couple of seconds, I'll add that. Do you guys smell the garlic?
Yes.
Yummy, yummy!
I love
We can't wait.
This is a crucial part because berbere tends to burn on you, so you're gonna have to constantly stir. This stage is called mahelete, and that's when you cook the berbere down, essentially. Are you guys spicy lovers or?
Yes.
Okay. I'll probably add. All right, that's about good. We're good there. I'm gonna start, and when I said the oil, I'll probably add more too. I'll add it. You don't want it to burn, you don't want it to stick, so you're gonna just keep stirring. And at this stage, you'll add water little by little.
What do you pair this with as for like a drink? Just anything water?
Water. Adla is like a home brewed beer, and Edge is a home brewed like mead. In rural areas, you'll have Adla on hand mostly all the time. It's also a way to purify a lot of the water too, because you don't have a lot of water, piped in water there. So by fermenting the adla, you're also eliminating a lot of the bacteria that could be in the water from the river. So the other thing though is Ethiopia is a huge coffee culture. So you're drinking coffee 3 times a day. After every meal, if you're drinking coffee or tea, and it's a whole ceremony. Not everybody does the ceremony anymore because it does take time, but you eat food, you drink something hot after it. I don't know if you can see, but it's thickening up. Thickens up. I don't know if you noticed, but I haven't seasoned this at all. And that's because the berbere has salt in it. So at the end, I'll try it and see if the salt got too diluted, and then I could add salt and pepper and the other ingredients to it then. So it's pretty thick now. At this stage, I will add the lentils. I pre-washed the lentils. They're like little baby lentils. The lentils come, I think, in 3 colors. There's green, this orange color, and yellow. There's probably a different one too that I'm missing. The green ones are usually whole, and these are split. So when you take the covering off of the green ones, you get this orange one. I picked through and picked out any impurities that may be in, and I washed it until the water ran clear. So I'll add it now to this and just kind of let it get toasty. I'll add water now. So if you're looking for berbere, you could always order it online. There are online sources. If you're looking for the teif, which is the grain you use to make injera, you could also get that online. I might do a little bit more of water, just a tad bit more, and we're gonna let this come to a boil, and it will create like a foam. So you see like the little white foam that's happening. So they'll start coming into. So at this stage, I'm gonna cut the fire back and let it simmer down for a little bit, and it's nice and foamy. It's come to a boil, and I'll try to leave it a little and let it simmer down. So it's cooked down, and you can see now it's like the white is thoroughly gone.
Okay.
I'm just gonna taste for salt and pepper. And this is korarima. Korarima is it's like Ethiopian cardamom, black cardamom, or false cardamom. It goes by many of these names. I toasted and grind. Yeah. This usually it goes in towards the end of the dish you're making as a flavor enhancer, I suppose. And just a little bit of that. Yeah, it's nice and thick now.
Wait, what's the most common type of meat that is grown in Ethiopia?
Sheep. Yeah. Actually, no, chicken.
Oh, yeah?
Chicken, yes. Chicken. Yes. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and should be. And a bit of black pepper. Yeah. And that's it. So So this is fresh injera I made this morning. I'm very new to injera making, so don't judge me. But I got the ice. The most important thing is you have these little holes which are called the ice. And I figured that out. So the rest is making a circle and I can't do that. So
Circles gonna change the
no. And it has like a sourdough-ish taste to it. So my process takes about a week to make, so I made the dough sometime last week, so yeah, and actually like made it today, this morning. More.
Hey, all right, US, this is the time you get up and come and test the food. There was a huge love and energy and synergy that was put together behind all the meals that has been prepared. Please come and enjoy it. And we will have our final presentation, and we will go to the gardens and have drinks, enjoy some reggae. We're gonna do salsa, and we're gonna do some other dances.
When she was dancing,
Yeah.
I think I got some.
All right.